Hello, and thank you so much for joining me for another um, craft with me slash tutorial video. And today I want to share with you a fun project which is inspired by Wendy from Wendy's Journal Adventures. And here you can see what we are going to be making. This is a fold out pocket thing made out of envelopes with two journaling cards inside. This one is autumn themed. I'm going to add it to my autumn journal I'm working on, and we are going to be making a spring one today together. I will link the Wendy's video below. She has a great tutorial how to do it. But basically for this project you need two envelopes. They should be the same size. I sealed them so they are closed, but I am just slitting them open on the side, as you can see. And then I'm going to be covering them. I chose this pretty brown recycled paper that I have, but you can choose pretty much anything, pattern paper, scrapbook paper, whatever you fancy. I'm choosing this one because I love the tone and the texture, but it's also neutral and I want to collage over it, as you will see in a moment. So I'm using tacky glue to glue it down, and I'm smooshing the glue with my finger because the paper is quite thin, so I didn't want it to sip. I didn't want the glue to sip through the paper. So basically what I'm doing is covering the envelope, leaving this one side open, so I have the pocket on one side. I'm using my bone folder to make sure it's glued properly, and I did the same with the second envelope as well. So the next thing we are going to do is to join the envelopes together, and Wendy uses fabric. I think she uses muslin, but I decided to use a sari silk, so I cut two pieces of sari silk. And like you see, you have to place the envelopes with the slit, with the pocket to the same side, so they open to the same side, and just leaving a little, like a quarter of an inch, I guess it is, space between them. Glue the piece of fabric or ribbon or whatever you choose onto them to hold them together, and just turn them around and do it on the other side as well. So here I'm cutting the excess, and now I am choosing the images to put on the fronts. And I have this selection of Edith Holden pages that I took out of her books that I have before I started making my journals. And now I'm just trying to find some spring-like pictures. I'm always looking at the other side of the page too, to just to make sure that the other side does not have like a prettier picture or something I would not like to cover. And I kind of decided on a nest and bird theme for this project. So here I'm choosing this bird with a nest, and I will choose a nest for the other. These images just were very spring-like to me, and I think they quite fit. I'm also cutting the descriptions of what the pictures show. I will also use them on my collage. So for the collage, I'm using this beautiful, beautiful collage paper. This is a spring collage paper by Living Life Creatively. This is Bonnie. I will link her Etsy shop and her YouTube channel, her Instagram below, so you can check it out. She has loads of beautiful, beautiful collage papers and digital elements you can use. So I just choose I just choose what I want to include on this page. I'm also using this white graph pattern washi tape that I got from AliExpress, inking all the edges with my vintage photo distressing. I basically, you will see that I basically ink everything up. I just like the look it gives. And now I'm just using my tacky glue again and gluing down the elements. I love this washi tape that you see in the background because it's so versatile, and it's also matte, so you can write over it. Um, that's very nice. And now I'm just playing around, placing the image, the description, and just trying to see how they look and what would look best. I'm of course going to ink both of these elements up. And here, when I've decided how I want to place them, I'm just using a strip of thinner washi tape. This one is very nice brown tone with butterflies. Not sure if this is showing on the screen, but it has like butterflies sketches. But I really like the color. It's very vintage for me. Very pretty color. Gluing down my elements and cutting off the excess on both sides. And I'm also going to ink the edges um, all around my my project here. And I'm also using another piece of this washi tape just to add some interest. So now I'm going to turn around, so not fold up the pockets, but turn them around. And the other side is going to be for journaling. So I am again choosing a piece of this beautiful collage paper. Um, the colors on this are just so beautiful, and you can see that you have some more vibrant, more bright colors and elements, and also some that are neutral, so you can basically choose whatever suits your project. And I'm also using a piece of tea stain paper that I've of course inked around, and just gluing both of these elements on the back side of my pocket, using my bone folder again to make sure they are glued, and using one more piece of this, or two more pieces of the same washi tape to just make sure that both sides kind of match together. So now I folded up, or folded out, I guess, the pocket, and I'm once again trying to figure out how to place my nest from the Edith Holden book that I chose, how to place the description, how to combine it with the paper, the collage sheet that I chose. And when I'm quite happy with the arrangement, I'm inking everything up. I'm also going to use the same white washi tape as like a background, because I really like it's also the graph pattern on it is it's kind of distressed, which just adds to the vintage feel of the whole project. And I chose the fragment of the collage sheet with this cute bird, and it almost looks like it's peeking out from the nest or from behind the leaves or whatnot, which I think is so cool. Okay, and now the description, which is of course inked up again, some more of this brown skinny washi tape. And you can do so much or so many things with these when you want to decorate. I went for a kind of I don't know, I would call it minimalistic vintage look, but basically you can do whatever you like. And now for the other side, so for the side with journaling, I am choosing this piece of the collage paper with this cute orange bird. And again, just a piece of tea stained paper. Um, I think it looks nice on the brown background. Um, so yeah, uh, just arming and ahhing a little bit about how to place those elements. But when I'm happy, I'm just gluing them down with my tacky glue. So here you can see the result. Um, and now I'm using some project life cards that I just don't like and I wouldn't use them in any other way. And I'm using them to make journaling cards for my pockets because I still have two pockets that I need to fill. And I'm going through my pages, through my Edith Holden pages again, and choosing some images as focal points. And I have also decided to use some of the text because I just adore the font. I think it might be Edith Holden's handwriting, but it's gorgeous. I'm sure. Um, most of you like it as well. And again, using this white washi tape to cover up the white of the background and the colors of the background that I don't want showing up. So trying to place all the elements, of course, inking everything up. I like using my project life cards this way because I have a lot of them, and many of them are just not my style. I just don't use them. They would go to waste otherwise, and because I can make them into something else, something that I will like, something that I will use, it kind of gives them a new purpose, I guess. So I'm gluing down my elements, and still I have this place on the card where the background is showing, and I don't like it. So I am going to cover it up in a moment with a piece of washi tape. I think I will use washi tape, but first I am choosing a label, and I have printed some labels that are from sorry Tracy Fox and from Rachel from Roxy Creations. I chose this green one from Rachel. And as you could see, I used a wider piece of brown washi tape to cover up the background. Now I'm inking up and distressing the label. I just wanted to add a little bit brown to it, and I'm gluing it down so it overhangs the edge of the page. I'm cutting off the excess, and I really like this look when I just cut off a part of a label, but it's still you're still able to use it. Some washi tape to just make the um, to just make it more interesting. And I'm gluing the other side on a piece of tea stained paper again, so the other side will be open for journaling. Now I am going to sew around the card, and as you could see, I used a zigzag stitch on my sewing machine with with a light thread, and the card is basically done. So now for the second one, because as you remember we have two pockets, I'm choosing another flower. So for the cards I went for the flower theme, And I save all of my scraps from Edith Holden books because they are just so pretty, and even the tiniest scraps you can use in collaging on your pages and whatnot. Once again with this washi tape. I'm sorry for the lighting in this video. I started recording when it was sunny, so the sun was shining through my windows. Then it got cloudy. Then it started raining, and I really tried to kind of even the lighting during the editing process. And I hope it's not bothering you too much. So I'm again covering the background with my washi tape, inking up the description and the name of the flower, and just trying to see how I like it. I'm adding a piece of this brown washi tape. It's just another piece of interest, I guess. I know where I want the flower, so I'm gluing it down, but I am going to be arming and ahhing a little more before I place the label and the description. So this is my little ephemera holder. I really want to make myself like a book or a journal type ephemera folder. I've seen people make them. I really like the idea. I just haven't had time. So I'm keeping all my small ephemera in this um, IKEA thing box, I guess, on my desk, but it's not very comfortable to go through them. But anyway, so I chose the label. I glued down my pieces, and this side is done. I think. Oh, of course, inking the edges. It just gives a finished look to a card. That's how I see it. And I kind of like inking. I don't know, like the just like it. Okay, some more of this washi tape, the skinny one, and again placing it on tea stain paper. So the other side will be for journaling. I am again going to sew around this card. I really like the how machine stitching looks on my projects and on my pages and cards and etc. So I do a lot of machine stitching, but of course you don't have to do it if you don't use sewing machine or you don't have one. Just glue the paper on the other side. And now I'm using this tap punch and a piece of the same recycled brown paper that I used for the background of my pocket. And I am cutting out or punching out two tabs. And because the color of this paper is a bit darker, I am using walnut stain ink to ink around them because vintage photo just wouldn't show, it would be too light. And I'm gluing my tabs. It's important to remember that one tab should be on the top of a card, the other one should be on the bottom, because this way when you put the cards into the pocket, you will see both tabs. So here is the final flip through. I really hope you enjoyed it. I recommend trying this project. It's so fun, and I also recommend going Bonnie's shop and checking out her beautiful digital pages. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and hope to see you soon, or hope to yeah, hope to see you soon. Just bye bye.